Most people are manifesting backwards. Here's what I mean. In terms of manifestation, many people aren't doing it correctly and they aren't seeing the results they want. It's definitely not magic, it is just alignment. And you can see various examples even throughout many people such as Rampage Jackson talk about manifestation.
Now that I'm talking to you guys about it, I'm starting to realize, damn, I was stronger with manifestation back in the day. I manifested myself like cars, like materialistic stuff. And it came to me easy. And then when I lost my belt to Forrest Griffin, I felt like I really did win that fight. But in the day, I started thinking about it. I started questioning myself. I manifested myself to lose.
Really? Various cults do it. Some may call it the Illuminati or the Bilderberg group. Those are some of the groups that practice manifestation. They may not come out and directly say that, but they always have a clear intention on what they want and how they're going to get it. For an example, during World War II, the Nazi regime was practicing propaganda campaign, meaning they kept repeating the same thing over and over again until the people of Germany inevitably started believing all of the information that was coming out. In a way, you almost want to propagandize your own mind, but instead, of course, you want to do it with positive things that will help you or help others for your manifestation. Your mindset is the most important foundation, and when you manifest, it is purely changing your mindset. So the first step you really want to do is get specific about what you want. You want to put down exactly how you want your situation to look. For example, for me, I want to start manifesting $100,000 from internet money or YouTube money, or from my one-on-one booking service business. That's kind of what I want. So for me, it's just online money. It includes all of those topics. But say I want it just from YouTube, I want to put $100,000 this year, YouTube success, and successfully landing a job of my dreams. Personally, I think for your manifestations, you should never reveal it to the public. Maybe they'll see you working towards it. So I am kind of breaking my own rule by telling you some of the manifestations I am working on myself, but I'm not revealing every single manifestation I have of my own. I do think there should be some secrecy when it comes to your manifestations. You want to keep some of them private to yourself. At the end of the day, a lot of people will think you're crazy for trying to manifest things or these different practices. Some people may call it white magic or ritualistic stuff, but it's all like of God, and you're using like your God-given abilities to do these manifestations, and you aren't using anything that is of the dark, unless of course you can manifest stuff of the dark. But I imagine if this video is resonating with you, you aren't going to be doing that. Affirmations are a tool for alignment. That's the word I want you to hold on to, alignment. The goal is to set your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and your actions all pointed in the same directions. As well, you want to be working towards your goals. Little steps do count. As they say, 1,000 little steps still get you to the top. When those four things are out of sync, you end up spinning your wheels and wasting your time. And if you truly don't believe in yourself, you aren't going to get the results you want. So let's talk about the science and psychology here, because this isn't woo-woo science or voodoo science or magic, as I call it. In a way, it is magic, but it's more so like the normal effects of the universe when using your thoughts clearly and your intentions clearly. This actually is really well documented. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, the RAS. Think of it as your brain's filter. Every single second, your brain is processing millions of bits of information. Sights, sounds, sensations, thoughts. If you consciously register all of it, you'd go insane. So your RAS filters out most of it and only brings to your conscious attention the things that it believes are relevant to you. And manifestation and affirmations also have to do with your subconscious, because when you're manifesting, you are using your subconscious as well. Here's why that matters. You get to program what your RAS considers relevant, and one of the most powerful ways to do that is through repetition and emotion. When you consistently think, feel, and speak something, your brain starts scanning your environment for evidence that supports it. This is why two people can walk into the same room and have completely different experiences. They're operating on a different filter. Now layer on top of that what we know about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural pathways. Thoughts you repeat become grooved into your brain. The more you think about a thought, the stronger that neural pathways becomes, and the more automatic the thinking pattern is. This is great news if the thoughts are empowering, and it's a real problem if they're not. Most of us are running on autopilot. We have beliefs that we formed in childhood about money, about our worth, about what's possible for us, and those beliefs are running in the background like software we never updated. Affirmations done correctly are how you update the software. Why mindset is a foundation. I want to spend just a minute here on why mindset is the actual foundation of everything, because I see people trying to skip this step all the time. They want the strategy, they want the 5 steps, the action plan, the hustle, and those things matter. Action absolutely matters. We're going to talk about that. But if you're taking action from a place of scarcity, fear, or a deep down belief that you don't deserve what you're going after, that action is going to be fighting an uphill battle every single day. Your mindset is the soil. The strategy is the seed. You can have the best seed in the world, but if the soil is toxic, nothing is going to grow. What you believe about yourself determines what you pursue, how you pursue it, how you respond to setbacks, and whether you keep going when it gets hard. Everything flows from belief. And that's the beautiful thing about affirmations. They worked at the level of belief. They're not about pumping yourself up for a few hours. They're about, over time, genuinely shifting what you believe is true about you and your life. This sounds simple, but most people skip right past it. They say things like, I want to be happy, or I want more money, or I want a better relationship. And those aren't goals. Those are directions. They're too vague to create real moments. You want to put your manifestations in a present tense terminology that already shows you have achieved it. I am a millionaire. I am successful. Those are just some examples. Your brain doesn't respond well to vagueness. It needs a clear target. Think about it like a GPS. If you just say, I want to go somewhere, nice. The GPS has nothing to work with. But if you type in a specific address, it can calculate the exact route. So take some time with this. Get a journal or a piece of paper and answer these questions. What specifically do I want? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What will be different about my life when I have it? How will I know I've arrived? The more specific you are, the more your brain can orient toward it. And the more you can feel what it will feel like to have it. That's where the real power is. Emotion is accelerant. Step 2, identify the beliefs blocking you. This is a step most people skip, and it's arguably the most important one. Here's what happens when you skip it. You write affirmations that your subconscious mind immediately rejects. You say, I am wealthy and abundant. And somewhere underneath that, a voice goes, no you're not. Look at your bank account. Who are you kidding? That internal resistance, that's a limiting belief. And you can't affirm over it. You have to address it. So here's how to find yours. Take the thing you want, the specific thing from step 1, and ask yourself, why don't I already have this? Don't think about it logically, just let yourself respond honestly. Whatever comes up first, write it down. Common ones sound like, I'm not smart enough, people like me don't get to have that, I always mess up good things, money is hard to make, I'm not the kind of person who... These are beliefs that are actually running the show. Once you see them clearly, they lose some of their power. And more importantly, now you know exactly what your affirmations need to target. Step 3. Write and speak affirmations that bridge the gap. Here's where it gets real practical. And I want to give you a specific formula because here's an art to writing affirmations that actually land. The biggest mistake people make is writing affirmations that are so far from their current reality that their brain just shuts them down. If you're in $30,000 of debt and you write, I am a millionaire, your brain is going to flag that as a lie. When your brain thinks something is a lie, it rejects it. Full stop. So instead of leaping across the gap, you want to bridge it. The bridge sounds like this. Instead of I am wealthy, try I am open to creating more wealth in my life. Instead of I love my body, try I am learning to appreciate what my body does for me. Instead of I am confident, try I am becoming someone who embraces themselves more every day. You see how that works? It's moving in the direction of the belief without triggering the internal alarm system that says that's not true. As you practice and that bridge belief starts to feel real, you can step the affirmation up, make it stronger. Eventually you'll get to where you're saying it and you actually feel it, and that's when you know it's working. Now, a few rules for how to use them. Say them out loud. Reading in your head has some effect, but speaking activates a different part of your brain. There's something about hearing your own voice say something, it carries more weight. Say them without emotion. This is non-negotiable. A flat, robotic recitation of words is not going to move the needle. You need to feel the words as you say them, even if it feels fake at first. Exaggerate the feeling. Act as if. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined emotion and a real one as strongly as you might think. Be consistent. Repetition is the whole game. Morning is a powerful time because your mind is in a more receptive state when you first wake up. But find a time that works for you and protect it. Write them down. This is something uniquely powerful about handwriting your affirmations. It slows you down, it engages different neural pathways, and it makes the practice more intentional. Step 4. Take aligned action. I want to be very direct about this, because this is where a lot of manifestation content goes wrong. Affirmations without action are just wishful thinking, period. The purpose of shifting your mindset and reprogramming your beliefs is to change your behavior, because your behavior is what creates your results. Beliefs influence thoughts, thoughts influence emotions, emotions influence action, and action creates outcomes. That's the chain. So as your mindset starts to shift, you need to ask yourself, what would the version of me who already has this thing be doing? And then you would go do that. You want to attract a healthy relationship? Work on how you show up in relationships. Go to places where you meet aligned people. Communicate better. Set boundaries. Do the things that person does. You want to build financial abundance? Learn about money. Start managing what you have better. Look for opportunities to create value. Think and act like someone who has a healthy relationship with money. The affirmation is the internal shift. The action is the external proof. You need both. And here's something important. Aligned action often feels uncomfortable. It stretches you. That's actually a good sign. It means you're moving past the edge of what it felt safe under the old belief system. Lean into that discomfort. Step 5. Detach from the outcome. This one trips people up, so let me explain what I mean. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about the outcome. It doesn't mean you give up or go passive. What it means is that you release the grip, the white-knuckled, anxious, why isn't this happening yet, energy that blocks what you're trying to create. Here's a paradox. When you're desperately attached to something that's happening, you're operating from a vibration of lack. You're essentially telling yourself, and the world around you, I don't have this yet, and that's a problem. That energy tends to perpetuate itself. Detachment says, I know where I'm headed, I'm doing the work, I trust the process, and I'm going to be okay whether or not this happens exactly the way I imagined it. That's a fundamentally different energy. It's confident, it's grounded, and ironically, it tends to open more doors than desperation ever will. Practice gratitude for wherever you are. Practice trusting the timing. Do the work, release the results, that's the move. Okay, I want to share something a little bit different with you, because what I'm about to tell you goes beyond affirmations as most people teach them. The technique I use personally, and that I teach in my one-on-one sessions, is a layered, energetic practice. It combines attention setting, tapping, belief clearing, and what I call an information transfer, where you literally call on the part of you that already knows how to create what you want and give it permission to lead. It sounds simple, and in a lot of ways it is, but when you do it correctly, with the right structure and the right sequence, something shifts. People describe feeling a physical sense of relief, like they set something down they didn't realize they've been carrying. Here's how the practice is structured. You start by anchoring protection and empowerment, creating an energetic container so this work actually sticks. Then you speak your specific intentions out loud, calling in what you want: health, confidence, abundance, success, and you feel it as you say it. Then, and this is the most important part people skip, you actively release what's blocking you. You name it and you let it go. And finally, you fill those spaces you just cleared with love, gratitude, and guidance. This whole thing takes about 10 minutes, but done consistently, at least twice a day, it compounds fast. And if you want to learn it properly, with someone walking you through it live, personalizing it to your specific goals and your specific blocks, that's exactly what my one-on-one Zoom sessions are for. We spend a full hour together, I walk you through the complete technique, we tailor it to your exact manifestations, and you leave with a personalized practice you can use every day on your own. The link is in the bio if you are interested.